Yesterday was cross-country day, and it was Ringwood Sky Boy. Probably I think it's about his fourth time around the Burghley cross-country course, but definitely the best we've been as far as a smooth round that went to plan, and some very good conditions. All the riders are very fortunate to have yesterday with the going and the weather. I just set out of the start box with Ozzie, as we call him at home, and kept a good clip right from the beginning. He's not a fast horse, but it's important to come out with a good rhythm so it sets the tone for the rest of your course. Jump number 1, 2 and 3 is just getting you going. Find a nice distance to those fences and to try not to disturb that rhythm too much so that the horse has a desire to offer you a bit more in their way of going, their stride length and the way they tackle the fences themselves. I felt like that we achieved that, and by the time we got to the main ring he was really flowing over his fences for the keyhole in the main ring there. Smooth 4 strides, which on a normal day would be quite a big 4 strides, but just came up almost a little bit short to 2 strides over the 2 brushes. Left the main arena, down to Discovery Valley for the first time, popped through there like a gymnastic exercise. It was quite good for him to keep him thinking with the ditch after in front of the second log. Galloped away from there, up through towards the leaf pit. Down the leaf pit, I would say, was probably my combination of the whole course. It really went to plan. I wasn't completely decided to do the direct route down the leaf pit itself until just coming round maybe 30 seconds before it, and I'm really pleased I did, because he jumped down there beautifully, stayed balanced and negotiated the 2 skinny rails at the bottom very, very nicely, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the course. I motored away from there. Back to Discovery Valley, no problem there. Up the hill, and this is where I said to him that you need to really start to think about pressing along a little bit and dig in. As we approached the trout hatchery, I gave him a little bit of time to understand that around the corner there's going to be big crowds, galleries everywhere, and quite what I would say is one of the more difficult combinations on the course. We jumped the house, came down to the skinny in the first water, really nicely, a little bit positive, perhaps a little bit close, but that was because he was being positive, and that was not a bad thing, because after that is a big log into the second part of the lower trout hatchery there, and he jumped that really nice. We got through the water a little bit on a wobble, but that was a nice way to take up a bit of distance, which was already a short 3 strides, and that made it fit a little bit better, and then up over the skinny brush nicely. Galloped away from there, captain's log, up the hill, pressed on again, uphill, telling him that this is the time to dig a little bit deep. He's an experienced horse, and he knew that meant to push on a little bit. We got up to the maltings there, big oxer, to land with the exuberance that the oxer commanded, to take that round to a very big corner on the direct 5 strides. Did it beautifully, down to the 4 strides to the next big corner. Again, jumped it very nice, showing all his experience and expertise. It's something so demanding. Galloped away from there, very nice. Still feeling like he had plenty of running. Coming up to the Rolex combination, and he popped through there like it was quite simple, really. It hadn't caused a lot of problems in the day, but it was something that was very technical. And we had actually seen the rails drop with the new MIMS clip systems that we have. We have to be a little bit conscientious of that and stay a little bit tidy. So I tried to just balance the need for impulsion, but with a bit of a delicate approach as well. 4 strides through to the mini Vicarage Veers, we've been calling it, in the riders' tent all day. Jumped that beautifully around on the outside line, 4 strides to make the oxer work well. So again, we didn't risk touching that and having a silly MIMS clip dropping down there and causing us 11 faults. Galloped away from there. I think I was about 8 seconds down on my time, which isn't too bad really, all things considered, on a day days cross country like this. Through the cutting, bullfinch. Down the hill, a couple of white rails that just are there to slow you down a little bit before the big gallop up the hill, and that's at about 7 to 8 minutes, and where you really realise or you learn that your horse is up for the task, fitness-wise, stamina-wise, of getting around Burghley in good time. And my horse certainly pinned back and galloped on up there like it was something he can do any day of the week. And yeah, that's something that you only just discover when you get there, and I was very pleased that was my situation. Got to the top, up to Cottesmore Leap, popped over that, no problem. Round the corner, a couple of brushes which make the horse really work after they've had a bit of a lung bust up the hill. But again, showed his experience at being able to just dig deep for that. And now it's a nice trick down for about 40 seconds before the dairy mounds with the Clarence Court eggs on top. That was a nice bit of time for him just to let his ribs spring out and recover a little bit. Big egg boxes on top, and then a tricky little vertical at the bottom. I was very pleased. He showed some good footwork for a horse that's got long limbs and not necessarily considered a horse with good coordination, so he popped over that nice. To gallop down the hill, I think we were then about 10 seconds down on the clock, but it was time to motor on and gallop a little bit as the downhill allowed us, and most of the technical questions behind us. Through the new bridge underneath. Down over the capabilities cutting once again, to come down to a very big rail trailer, which is there to make us show a little bit of control whilst coming downhill on a tired horse. He jumped that, I think, one of his best jumps of the whole course. He really showed great technique and expertise over that. To then come to the water, across the water with a couple of brushes, which were just something to negotiate and to be deliberate at, so that we didn't have a silly moment getting closer to home now, plus trying to step the pace up. After those two, I think it's number 26 now, out of a course of 31 or 2 jumps, we peeled away. And I was really pleased to feel like he really had some gas in the tank still, which enabled me to take advantage of it and come to the next water under the bridge, over the boat, and jump it safely and tidily to again say, come on boy, time to get home. We've got 3 or 4 fences to go, and we need to make use of every bit of this distance to get close to the clock. And we managed to do that in a safe way and get home. Very close to the time, I think a second over, and what was a smooth round that built nicely and got us close, and I think at the top of the leaderboard after cross country day.